Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and before we were just chatting it up before I forgot to start recording, and
That's okay.
I think you've been on the podcast 3 times?
No, I
Twice?
think just once.
No way.
Yeah. Just
no
one
freaking
time.
way. This is Berenstein Bears. I'm like, you've been on like 8 times, right?
Yeah. No, just the once. Because I think we hang out so much together just outside of the podcast. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Nicole is like one of my besties for sure.
Oh my
if you
God,
get the chance
stop.
to meet her, you'll be like, wow, this is a great human. And you'll want to be her friend.
I
because
feel the
she's so
same
good.
way about you. Oh, no. Oh, maybe it's my phone.
Yeah, did it buzz?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay, you can put it
Okay,
here. Yeah, it'll be way better.
We're
okay.
gonna hide it in secret.
That was crazy. Aliens were attacking.
You know, I was telling someone that I was coming on here today, and I was saying that whenever we hang out together, I somehow end up in these really funny accents. I don't even know what accent it is, what it could be, but I just enjoy it, you know?
I'm glad because that's just like every day for me. And sometimes
Yeah.
I feel crazy.
Cressa. You a Cressa girl.
Crazy girl.
Yeah.
Point in case.
Yeah, that's okay though. I feel like it adds value to our lives.
Yeah, no.
For sure adds value to mine.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, because I
Good.
love you. So.
I'm glad I not only can be your friend, but also maybe a source of entertainment.
Yes.
Yeah.
That makes it sound bad. But
No. I like to make people laugh. You
I know.
I
You
love
do.
to entertain.
You make me laugh. You make me smile.
Aww.
Yeah. I wish I could just bottle up your energy and take it with me everywhere I
Stop. You're like tooting up my horn way too
go.
much. Okay, so before we get into like the whole episode of everything, do you want to go ahead and tell the bridal babes out there a little bit about you and your experience and connection with the wedding world?
Oh gosh. Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm very connected in so many different ways to the wedding world. First of all, hello.
This is Nicole.
Hi guys. Yes, my name's Nicole. I feel like this is one of those things where you're like at school and you're like, stand up, tell everybody who you are.
Yeah, say a word that starts with N and rhymes.
Nosh. I don't know.
Nosh Nicole.
Nosh Nicole. I'm always hungry, so maybe that is like very fitting. Yeah. So yes, I'm Nicole. So actually, I work for Diamonds Direct. I've been there for about 3 years.
That's crazy.
Yes, I know. That's how long we've known each other because we met through
Literally like a month after you started.
Yes. Yeah, because we were doing some
projects together.
projects.
Yeah.
Yes. And you were working with
San Antonio Weddings.
San Antonio Weddings, and I don't know, I just didn't feel like we were gonna have a connection for some reason when we started. I think I've told you that before. And now look at us 3 years later.
You just never know.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's love at first sight, and sometimes it's just like love grows.
It really does.
Yeah.
You know, but I feel like when it's love at first sight, you know, that connection is fleeting.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it's like hot and heavy, and then it's
Exactly.
like, whoa, I
Yes.
fell for this person way too quickly, and I
Yeah.
didn't know who they were.
Yeah, but no, I feel like our love has truly grown, and I just love and care about you so much. And I really do feel like you add so much value to my life. Yeah, I just appreciate you. And Jackson, the babes know Jackson. Yes,
they do.
The
My
babes,
hubby.
the babes know him. I think Jackson is just like perfect partner for you in every way, and I'm so glad that I got to see you guys get married, and truly just like, you know, one of the best parts of my life. So yes.
Well,
Love you guys. So yes, I've been there for about 3 years. I do all the marketing, all the public relations, all the fun stuff. I mean,
But she like literally helped me find my engagement ring.
Yeah.
You do so much. Like,
yeah, no, that was one of the, I mean, that's the best part of my job,
Yeah.
is helping my friends when they're finding their engagement rings. And you were probably one of the first couples that I ever helped with a diamond. And now I've helped so many of my friends get engaged.
Aww.
How cool is that? It's
I
like
love that.
biggest moments. Yeah. Honestly, for me, it's the secret though, like having to keep it a secret from my friends, because usually it's my girlfriends who are getting engaged and their fiance, soon to be fiance, comes in and they're looking. So then they're like, well, you can't say anything. So I have to keep it a secret from everyone. And I'm like, oh my God, please someone help me. I
Right.
need to tell. But I have been good. I've been so good. I've kept the secrets. Yeah, and then I get to see like amazing things happen for my friends, and I love that. So,
Aw.
and the wedding industry is so great here. I've met the most amazing people. So I just feel really lucky, you
Yeah.
know? And I think it's a little bit like more low key than other cities too. Which,
Definitely San Antonio.
yes.
It's a little bit more traditional, a little bit more, yeah.
Speaking of,
Yeah, talking about today's topic, breaking traditions.
what a segue.
Yeah, so San Antonio can tend to be a bit traditional. People say it moves about like 3 to 5 years slower than, you know, like Houston or Austin, like trend wise.
that.
You know, you see things
Yeah.
happening in other cities, and then it just takes a second for not only like the vendors to have it available, but also the couples to desire it. So
Yeah.
it just is what it is, you know?
It's growing at such a crazy rate, though. Like, we're seeing new venues open all the time, more modern, more chic, more fun, which I love the change. Don't get me wrong. Traditional is great.
Yeah.
I mean, I am a traditional girly.
Yes.
You know me.
To each their own, for
Yes,
real. This
and
is your wedding.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I definitely tend to lean towards the traditional side, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I think some of these new trends are amazing, and I'm
Yes.
really excited about them.
Yeah.
I do follow some accounts on Instagram, that are like Pittsburgh or Philadelphia or Chicago. So I get to
Okay.
see all these trends, and I'm like, they're just they're gonna trickle down. I feel it. I know it.
Yeah.
But they're really, really cool. So
Yay.
lots for the future.
Yeah, I was thinking like before we got into the stories, I kind of wanted to share a little bit about like the traditions that I didn't do at my wedding, because I feel like there's a lot of pressure to adhere to. Like
Sure.
specifically, Jackson and I slept in the same bed together the night before the wedding.
What?
Oh my God, scandal!
I am in
But like my mom was like kind of sad about it. Like it's just one of those traditions where people literally think it's bad luck to wake
Yeah.
up together on your wedding day. And I'm like,
Yeah.
we've been living together for
You're like, I don't
like almost 4 years
don't
now.
think so.
Like, come
Yeah.
on, guys.
I'm so superstitious.
Hmm.
So, don't get me wrong. I think it's crazy. I agree with you. Like, I mean, I think every couple should be allowed to do what they want to do, but
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm just so superstitious, and I'd be like, it's bad luck. I can't do it, you know?
Like not worth the risk.
Yeah, but I'm like the person who has to eat a piece of birthday cake, or else that person, like the person whose birthday it is, will have bad luck. So I think that's just
Is
like
that a thing? I
Yes.
didn't know that.
See, now every time you eat birthday cake, you're gonna think about it.
Well, like I can't eat gluten. Am I supposed to put
Frosting.
my life on the line?
Yes, you eat the frosting.
Just lick the frosting off the plate.
Yeah, no, it definitely comes from my parents. My dad is like the most superstitious person on the planet.
I didn't know the thing about the cake.
Yeah.
So I also I changed into a jumpsuit for my reception.
Loved it.
I did a first look with Jackson before the wedding. Like I wanted to spend time with him before we saw each other walking down the aisle.
Yeah.
What else? I had a guy in my bridal party.
Yeah.
I had a mixed gender bridal party.
You know what, too? I think your bouquets,
Oh,
your
yeah.
bridesmaids' bouquets, they were in the baskets. I
Yes.
loved those.
Thank you.
So cute.
Yeah, and my bridesmaids wore pantsuits and jumpsuits instead of dresses, which that was like the number one thing after the ceremony. People could not stop talking
I
about.
loved it.
Everyone came up to me, oh my
Yeah.
God, I love this, I love this. And it really it let everyone just be so much more comfortable. Like, yes,
Yeah.
it had its downsides, but it also was like, you could get down on the dance floor. Like,
No, they all looked so incredible.
Yeah.
I mean,
and everyone's was unique.
Yeah.
It really worked out so well. Like, it could have been tragic, but no, honestly, it could have been really
could
fun.
have been.
And, you know, like Jackson's side didn't turn out as well as I wanted it to, because I wanted
Really?
everyone to be in mixed colors.
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of those navy blues just ended up looking
Navy blue.
navy blue.
Yeah.
And then there were like 2 guys in light blue. So I was
Uh-huh.
like, whatever. Like, it is
Yeah.
what it is. The picture still looked cool. I just hope it's like, does this look intentional?
Yeah. Well, women have so many more options.
Yeah.
Just for everything, you know? But with guys, I think it is a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, and it was like I would look at Men's Warehouse on their website, and there was like 3 or 4 different shades of blue.
Yeah.
And I did my best, but you can only ask
so much
from
men's
a certain
warehouse.
gender of people on this planet in general.
That is true. Yes.
So that was what I learned in
Yeah.
this experience
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
They're like, that looks right. And I think that's the blue.
Oh my gosh. Boys, man.
But anyway, and I'm
Stuff.
sure we'll get into a little bit more of like the non-traditional things that I did. But
Yeah.
also, like, I feel like this side of the mic is so much hotter than the other.
Absolutely.
I'm actually going to turn it.
Ooh, that does sound good.
So much better. I was like, I feel like I'm still not loud enough. You just push it. Yeah, there you go.
I'm just really tall. Sorry.
It's okay. You're like 5'7", 5'8".
I'm like 5'8".
Yeah.
Yeah.
So jealous.
It's funny, but I used to really hate my height.
We all want what we don't have.
I
huh?
know. It's like the thing with the hair, when your hair is straight, you want it curly. When it's curly, you want it straight. But my dad is really tall. Like your dad. I think how
he's
tall is your
6'2".
dad?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So my dad is like 6'3", 6'4".
Oh, he's tall.
He's tall. Yeah. My dad's pretty tall.
Dad is tall.
Yeah. He tall. Yeah, he is. And my sisters are even taller than me. They're like 5'10". So, but all of my friends growing up were just, they were like little nuggets.
Aww.
Yeah, they were like 5 feet, 5'1", 5'2". But then I think you grow up and you just kind of like come into yourself and you're like, wow, I can like reach things on the top shelf and I don't need to even ask anyone. That's nice,
I'm like, I have to get on my tippy toes to get things out of the washing machine.
Oh my, I've never lived that life before.
Isn't that great? Like I'm thinking
crazy.
about it. Like other people don't have to live like this.
No, I've never, that's not even something I ever even thought of.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
wow.
welcome to a 5'2" life.
Interesting. And also I don't think of you as 5'2". You just have like a big presence. So I think like, oh, she must be like tall.
I was I was raised by a big energy woman who was also
Cynthia,
5'2".
Man, she's got crazy good energy.
Yes, we love her.
Yes.
I'm going to have her on an episode soon because
should.
we need to just chat about all things weddings again.
I think you guys have a great vibe together.
Oh, yeah. She's my bestie.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, not to like get super off topic.
No,
but
it's okay.
My dad calls me. It's a Jewish holiday next week. So for anybody who doesn't know, I'm Jewish. It's Sukkot, right? So it's like this great festival.
I've never heard of that.
It's a pretty cool holiday. We build these like kind of houses. They're like makeshift houses outside. They have 3 walls, and the like roof is open. You can see into the stars, and some people sleep in them. And you have all your meals out there, and it's this really, really cool festival.
You build it every year?
Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful.
It is really nice. I'll send you some pictures.
Yeah,
you can definitely see it.
I want to like see a real recap of all of it.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely
do it.
Yes, I will definitely send you some. But my dad, I guess he went to he calls it Torah study, which is like Bible study for Jewish people. And the rabbi was telling him, "Oh, it's a mitzvah. It's a good deed to buy gifts for your spouse on this holiday." So he called me and he was like, "I need to get your mom all these gifts." And he was like, "I'm going to send you money if you can just go out and get some." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
But like, how thoughtful. I just think that's really sweet. And I'm really, really lucky to have such good parents. Someone asked me the other day too. They were like, if you could trade one of your parents, which one would it be? I'm like, neither.
Yeah. I don't like operate like that.
I like both of them.
Yeah. We're all going down together. Is what's happening.
Yeah, no, they're both absolutely crazy. We call it mashugana in Yiddish. They're mashugana. But I love them and I wouldn't trade them for the world.
I have ever experienced like a family FaceTime of yours and I'm like, it's like the energy is just like in every direction and I love it.
Yeah.
Like,
everyone's talking at the same time. There's a million different conversations. My dad is just focused on the grandkids. So yeah, we're just big family. But you also have a big family.
Yes. Yeah. My dad's Colombian and
yeah.
Yeah. And my immediate family is big, but then like he also has 3 siblings who have a bunch of kids. And so when we get together, I think it's like 20
I love that.
of us.
That's the best. That's just,
I love it.
Yeah.
And that's what I want with Jackson. So stay tuned for Baby Buzz.
I'm so ready. Oh my God. Make me an auntie.
Make me auntie.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it'll happen for like another year at least. So be patient with me.
No, everyone on their own time. I'm a firm believer of that. Just enjoy each other,
And it like that's not something to rush, you know?
No.
It's one of those things where it's like, if it happens, it happens. We're totally fine with that. But we're not in a hurry. So, okay. With all of that being said, I think we should go ahead and get started.
Let's do it.
Alrighty. What's up, Bridal Babes? I hope you're ready to talk weddings with me on another exciting episode of your favorite wedding podcast, Bridal Buzz. I'm your host, Kat, and we are joined by Nicole today, and she's going to help us answer questions, give her take on all things breaking tradition. So I'm really excited to get into this, specifically because everyone I ask about like 2024 wedding trends, it actually has a lot to do with tradition.
Sure.
More so like the size of the wedding, the way they implement family into the day, like the timeline. Like people aren't talking to me about colors and, you know, flower walls and things. They're like, people want family. People want, you know, to get ready with their partner. Like we're seeing more of the traditions being on that like forefront in the conversation for this upcoming wedding season. So I thought it was important to just chat about it. So
I love it.
Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so this first story I think is just a very good basic way to get into the topic that we're talking about today. Okay. First story is, am I a fun sucker?
Okay, I'm listening.
I'm getting married next month, and as we work out the finishing touches, I'm realizing that there's a bunch of stuff I just don't want. Bouquet toss, garter thing, games at the reception, a funny grand entrance where all the wedding party dances in, a hashtag, a father-daughter dance. It all sounds kind of complicated to me, and more importantly, none of it excites me. For better or worse, I'd feel silly doing it. And because I'd feel silly and embarrassed, that would probably make it worse. Like people could probably tell I wasn't having a good time with it, and it would just be a little awkward. My dad and stepmom are the sort of people who would love all those things. They love a good party. They love cheering and hollering and, to my surprise, lots of wedding, quote, traditions. They kind of keep bringing up the things I mentioned above. They're clearly expecting that energy and those sort of activities. But I'm not feeling it. It's just not me. But maybe I'm a fun sucker or letting my depression get the best of me and should let these things happen and pretend to get excited about them for the sake of a fun wedding. Thoughts?
Ooh, okay. I feel like this is a two-parter.
Like a two-part answer?
Yeah,
okay.
I think it is.
Part one.
Number one.
Numero uno.
Yeah, this is like the lighter side of it. So, oh, poor girl. Oh my gosh. I really feel for her because I think there's so much pressure. It sounds like she's getting a lot of pressure from her family. And as someone with a large family and very opinionated parents, I feel that, you know, I really do. So I think it's kind of up to her to, you know, stand up for herself and say, hey, this is my wedding. This is what I want. I don't really value these things. It's not going to bring me any good energy. And actually it might bring me some bad energy, you know, negative energy on my wedding day. And I just don't want that. And on top of that, okay, this may be controversial, but I think garter tosses are so cringe. Like it just gives me that, but you know, it makes me feel a little,
it gives the ick,
awkward.
you know,
personally, it gives me the,
I think we're in the majority there. Honestly, the more I talk about it with people, like I'm not even going to go there. I was going to say something mean about people who actually like the garter toss. You do you, boo.
You do you, boo boo.
Like I did the garter toss in a way that I felt was respectful to me and everyone watching. I had a long sleeve on my jumpsuit. On one side, it was one shoulder. And I hid the garter like up my arm.
I thought it was great.
Yeah. And then Jackson did a fun little dance around me. And I don't know, maybe people thought he was going to do that. But also I was wearing pants. So it would have been like the most awkward garter toss removal in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
And then I just like handed it to him and he threw it on a football.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you want to do the garter toss, you can.
Yeah. Let's do it in an appropriate way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like my mom's here, you know, my dad's here, he's watching. It's like, I don't know. But beyond that, I really just think it sounds like she is not not having it with these things. It's her wedding day, you know, she should be able to decide what she wants.
Yeah.
Obviously, along with her partner, they're the ones who are getting married. They're the ones who are, you know, experiencing this day. And I think it should be, you know, exactly what she wants. Okay, so second part is, sounds like she's saying that, you know, her depression is like playing into this. Ugh, my dear girl.
Yes.
I feel you for sure. We've all been there. So I just, you know, I hope that she's not letting her depression get to her and like, I guess just like overtaking the whole planning process,
right?
You know, so I hope that she finds. I hear Kitty.
I know.
I know.
Like, I'm gonna let her in.
Yeah, I hope that she can find a way to make it work for everyone.
Yeah.
Because I do think that it's hard and it's very much like a people pleasing thing, a whole wedding planning process. So good luck to you, girl.
I know. Okay, I'm gonna let my cat in, and then I'm gonna give my take.
Yes.
Come on, Ollie.
Hi, baby girl.
Come on in.
Oh my goodness, you so fluffy. I'm touching your cat.
Consensual.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Well, you know how I'm like scared of cats.
Oh yeah.
She has little like mittens on her paws.
I know, she got little toes.
They're so cute.
Okay, so back to the program. Olive is now in the room. She might settle in. She might just cause a bunch of ruckus. To be determined. We will see.
It's okay. Again, adds value.
Yeah. But, okay, my take on the story. Yeah, first reaction, wedding planning burnout. It is a very real thing. Depression can be a side effect of that. Depression can lead to wedding planning burnout. They go hand in hand.
Yeah.
I definitely had wedding planning burnout when it came to making like design decisions at the end, or like just like logistical decisions. I was like, I don't care anymore. Just leave me alone. You know, like make the decision. I want to walk down the aisle and have a good time. That's it. Ollie, you're going to have to be good, sweetie.
She said, I don't want to.
She was born to be bad. So yeah. So yes, wedding planning burnout is a very real thing, and it can take away from the overall joy behind all of these little decisions that are seeming like a lot right now. The second thing is, if you don't want to do these traditions, don't do them.
Amen.
Like, there's no golden rule, standard book methodology to base your wedding day off of. And if anyone tells you you have to fit into some sort of cookie cutter, you know, wedding planner checklist, like, find a new person to work with, because your wedding is your day. Do it for you, DIFY. And like, there are certain things in here that I would definitely reconsider, be like father-daughter dance, but everybody's different, you know, like, to each their own on that. But I think there are certain moments that are very, very special, that, you know, you don't have to do a hashtag. Honestly, hashtags are dead in general. Coming from a marketing person, like, you hashtags don't hold their place anymore.
Yeah.
So don't feel weird about that. But when it comes to like bouquet toss and garter thing, the garter toss, games at the reception, like all of those things, none of that matters. But there is something so sentimental about father-daughter dance, first look, like those little an unhinged kitty cat. So annoying.
Oh yeah.
They'll take away your stress. They'll alleviate your anxiety, they said.
I don't remember hearing that.
Really?
There's,
I
also have a dog, so
like, you watch those lo-fi videos and there's just like a cat sleeping on the desk, and it's like,
that's so true. And they're like meowing.
Yeah, no.
And then the coffee is like steaming on the table. You know, I love those ambiance videos.
That's my vibe. And that's if I could just make Olive be that cat all day long, that would be great. But she's like, funny story about Olive, she fell off the 3rd-story balcony when she was like 6 months old. So I think there's just a couple of screws that
she's
aren't
fighter. She's daredevil. Yeah. Wow.
And she also like she loves attention.
Yeah, I hear it. She does.
She's back meowing at the door. So we'll see how far we get with this. Okay.
Okie dokie.
But yes, OP, at the end of the day, if these things are just not what you want to do, it's not what you want to do. And that's totally okay. Okay, but I think that's pretty much my take on this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read the top comment. Personally, my wife and I thought the garter toss was weird, so that was scrapped. She loved her bouquet and paid a lot for it, so there was no toss. Her parents have passed, so no father-daughter dance. She didn't want to do any other form, so I opted out of a mother-son dance to make it balanced. We opted out of a bridal party, so didn't have to worry about any grand entrance that we also find a bit cheesy. We did have a change of outfit and grand entrance for the party portion of the night, and people got pretty crunk from that.
I like the use of the word crunk.
Yes. When in doubt, crunk it out.
Yeah.
And yeah, so this person didn't even have a bridal party, you know?
Yeah.
And there is always going to be somebody that has an opinion about the decisions you make for your wedding that is not going to coincide with the opinion you have about your own wedding.
Literally speaking for every single wedding.
Yeah,
it's
even
true.
like the styled shoots that you work on.
Oh
like,
my gosh, yes.
Everyone has an opinion, you know, and it's figuring out how to work through those opinions, balancing out the opinions, whose opinion matters most in that moment. And I tell people I feel like I aged 10 years in the year and a half I was planning my wedding because of the stress.
It's a lot.
Coming from every direction.
Right. Yeah.
And internally, you know, like that pressure I put on myself too.
Oh my gosh.
But
yes.
Yeah. So anyway, OP, just remember DIFY, do it for you.
You got this, girl.
And take a step back and like maybe give yourself some time to not think about your wedding for like, oh, she's getting married next month.
Oh.
For 24 hours.
Yeah.
I was going to say a week, but you don't have a week.
Yeah.
Give yourself one day where you can just like zen out, maybe like do a little spa, do a little bath time.
Yeah, you need
with
some self-care,
wine.
honey.
Yes,
you
some
really
self-care
do.
time that will just like get you back into your roots.
Yeah.
And help you make a more grounded decision about these things.
I agree. And I think she should also maybe write down what are the things that she values and try and go from there. You know, like, do these align with my values? Is this something that, you know, 20 years from now, am I going to be sad that I didn't do it? Like you said, the father-daughter dance, that is a really special moment, you know? And maybe, you know, maybe not for her, maybe it's not for her, and that's totally fine. But I think she should just take some time, think about it. But if it doesn't serve you, toss it in the bin.
Exactly. Yep. Okay. Bye, fun sucker. I'm just kidding. You're not a fun sucker.
She's not. She's just struggling.
I just thought that title was funny.
I know.
Next story. My grandma thinks our gift idea is tacky. So, me and my fiance have been together almost 6 years, and we have 3 kids and have lived together basically most of the time we've been dating engaged. We already have all the things you would normally ask for on a registry and then some. So rather than having a registry of things we don't need, we were going to ask that rather than gifts, we would ask everyone to help us to have a beautiful honeymoon. I've seen this option in a lot of wedding articles, but when I said yesterday to my grandma that we are doing this, she scoffed and said, "Wow, that's really tacky." My grandma is a very judgmental person, period. But is it actually tacky? Should I instead just not specify what it's for so it's not considered tacky? How would you feel if you were going to a wedding with this specific situation? I personally wouldn't care or think it's tacky, and especially if the couple has 3 kids, I'd know they deserve to have a nice honeymoon, and odds are wouldn't get one otherwise because, let's be honest, saving for a wedding that we are paying for 100% ourselves, plus a honeymoon with 3 kids is rough.
Sure. Let's dive right in.
Yeah.
I like this one, actually. Well, Grandma, you need to take a chill pill, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grandma needs to take a seat.
Grandma, you need to calm down. Okay. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's tacky at all,
No.
actually. And I think if you don't specify what it's for, then I feel like you might be erring on the side of, I don't want to even say tacky because I don't think it's tacky, but I would be like, I'm just like giving them money, you know.
Yes.
But honestly, it's a gift. Like, no matter which way you swing it, it's a gift. If you're giving someone, it doesn't matter what it's for. You're celebrating them. You're saying, hey, I'm so happy for you. Whatever you use this money for is really up to you.
Yep.
But I would agree, they have children, they don't need all of that stuff. You know, what are you going to use to champagne glasses for that I got for you that were crystal?
No, and they're thinking practically, like,
absolutely.
we don't need to get an entire new dishware set just because somebody's offering to get us one. Like,
yeah, no, for sure. And I'm also, they have 3 children. Those things are gonna get broken. Like, you don't need to spend all that crazy money
you meant
on
the
them.
children are gonna get, those things are gonna get broken. Kids break, they need to be fixed.
They do. Just put them back in the box and return them to sender. No, but you don't need fancy plates or anything like that. Personally, I'm not even a big fan of those things. However, I am not married. I do not own a home. So I would say that I probably need, like, nice forks. Mine are like from the dollar store.
That is definitely something I got on my registry that I am so grateful for. Yeah. Because we had 2 different mismatching sets from our like college days.
Oh, yes.
That we would put together. And it's like, it drove my brain crazy to put 2 different types of forks in the same little section.
Yeah.
When they're not, like, they would not stack evenly. Anyway.
But that's important to you, right?
Yes.
So for them, maybe they have mismatched forks and they don't even care. No. Maybe they already have matching forks and they're fine with their matching forks. They don't need fancy matching forks. So I think do what you want to do. You should enjoy that honeymoon. Also, hot take, don't take your kids, you just enjoy that time, the 2 of you. It sounds like you guys, have built this really great life together. So just, enjoy that honeymoon money, honey.
Yeah, I was like, it does say plus a honeymoon with 3 kids is rough. Like, does that mean they're going to take the kids on the honeymoon, or just like going on a honeymoon and having 3 kids in general, like having care for them? And
to me, what it sounds like is going on a honeymoon with 3 kids is rough. It's what she's saying is like maybe the cost, right? That maybe.
But is she going to bring the kids on the honeymoon?
I mean, I guess. Again, I personally don't think I would bring their kids, but I also don't have children, so I really can't say for sure what's the right thing. You know,
like maybe they don't get to go on a bunch of fun vacations. Yeah, and so this is an opportunity to get that gift for the kids as well. Yeah, to each their own. So. Yeah, I would never view, like you said, like any kind of form of tacky. Like, I think it is definitely better to say, when you give us this money, this is what we're going to be using it on. Because then it adds more sentiment to the gift. Like, and that's a big rule of thumb with wedding registries, is having multiple options for people so that they feel more emotionally attached to what they're giving you. Yeah. So like, people will recommend you have like 3 to 4 options per wedding guest on your registry. Wow. I know. I didn't know that. And like, I tried to do that at first, and then I was looking at all this random junk basically on my registry. Really, really nice junk that would have been like beautiful in my home. But I'm like, do I need this? Like, do I really need an electric salt and pepper, grinder?
Yeah, probably not.
Do I really need, a food processor? Do I really need a panini press? Like,
yeah, I would say as long as you have some sort of registry, even if it's just for like a honeymoon fund, I think that's great. I think the issue comes when you don't have anything. Yes. Because then you're like, oh my God, what do I give? What do I do? Do I bring something? Do I not bring something?
And I think a lot of couples feel like, oh, I don't want to ask my guests to give more. Like, I'm good. We don't need anything. Obviously, here, they're totally willing to ask for that honeymoon fund. Yeah. And here's the thing. If grandma's going to be all up in her panties about this situation, and like granny panties. If her granny panties need to be fixed, you can do what I would call a fake registry, because something I didn't know about Zola is that no matter what somebody buys you on the registry, you can convert that to cash. Shut up. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. So fun life hack, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. If you're wanting to kind of like make grandma happy or whatever, just have like a bunch of options on your Zillow registry. Maybe other places allow for it too. I don't know. And then instead of getting it shipped to your house, you just say opt for cash instead. Like it's just like a little button, and then it sends you cash.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
That's insane, and I love it.
Yeah. So also, I may or may not have used that in my registry.
Really? I love it
because we were like, oh my gosh, all these random things. I don't need this. I don't need this. Again, I'd rather have $300.
Yes. I do not blame you at all. Also, Granny had better be given a good gift if she has all these opinions.
That's very, very fair. But yeah, like, again, so back to the tradition of having a registry. Like, originally people had registries at the store. You'd have to go to Crate and Barrel and be like, I know this couple, can you pull up their registry? Could you imagine?
Yeah.
And like, somebody gives me a scanner at the store, I'm gonna be like, boop boop boop, and then there's gonna be 500 things on my registry, and those 500 things, I still have things in my kitchen that I haven't opened yet. My wedding was 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Like, I want to open them. I don't know where to put them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to do with these things.
I always just think of those romantic comedies where they, you know, like go into the stores and they have like the scanners or whatever, and they're in like Macy's or, you know, and they're like scanning JCPenney, whatever it is, they're scanning away. Not gonna lie, that sounds like fun.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like, give me a scanner and put me in the crystal department.
Yeah, same.
Because we're coming home with Waterford, okay?
Yeah. Oh, heck yes. Not only that, but I'm like scanning gummy worms, like all these different things.
My pantry will be full for the next year. Yeah.
No. Ooh, cereal, Reese's Puffs. Yes, please.
But I think, like, for the modern couple, especially this couple who's already breaking quote unquote tradition of living together before they're married, having kids before they're married, like, y'all are already adults. Y'all are already like an established family unit,
right?
That does not need to listen to their grandma.
Yeah.
And it sounds like OP does put a lot of weight to grandma's opinions because she's mad that grandma's saying this, but then she's second guessing herself. She's like, oh, but is it tacky? And it's like, girl, let grandma go.
Yeah.
Grandma is going to say what she wants to say. Don't let her go. That sounds really bad.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
Love your grandma hard, but love her, you know, wisely. Love her with balance. Love her with boundaries. Yes, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Love with boundaries.
Yeah. For sure. Like, self-love means saying, you know, thanks, grandma. That's a really great piece of insight. And every time she brings it up, you know, we've been thinking about that, grandma. Thanks for bringing that up again. You know, just
we've been thinking about that,
thanks, grandma.
Thanks.
But it never gets solved. You know, it's like, you do you, boo.
Yeah.
I will say that 5,000 times today, probably. Because I am totally like,
do it for you.
If you want to respect a certain tradition, have the intention behind why you're respecting that tradition.
Right.
And then do it. But if you don't, then like, don't second guess yourself. You know, just keep going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say it loud and proud. Honeymoon.
I am me.
Yeah.
What is that song? This is real.
This is me. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now.
Is that Camp Rock?
I thought it was High School Musical, but I could be totally wrong.
I think it's Demi Lovato.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I totally forgot she like was addicted to drugs and went to rehab.
Yeah. Well, she came out with a song, I think, recently, and it was like, I'm not sober anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's sad.
I mean, I hope that she is currently sober, but I think at the time it was like, I'm not sober anymore.
And she wrote a whole song about it.
She definitely did.
Well,
yeah. She has some struggles.
Yeah. I love Demi.
I know. I really
But obviously not like a lot, because I like totally forgot that she went to rehab and like struggled with all these things. I was watching a little interview and I was like, oh yeah, you did. Like, the last thing I remembered was her coming out as they, them, and then she just changed her pronouns again to
I didn't know that.
Really? She was like, honestly, it was way too hard to be they, them, so I'm cool being her again. I was like,
okay,
nice.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it for you.
Anyway, enough about Demi Lovato. Okay. So, because you are in the jewelry industry, I think this next story is going to be perfect for you to answer.
Okay.
Ready?
I'm ready. I'm nervous.
Lab-grown diamonds.
Hot
off the press.
Hot. Okay, I'm ready.
Spicy. Okay.
Yeah. Hey.
Has anyone chosen a lab-grown diamond for your wedding ring? I told my mom that I was interested in getting lab grown as it's more cost effective and it's literally a real diamond just made in a lab versus pulled from the earth. She really made me feel like crap for even thinking that that would be acceptable. She said it's the same thing as my fiance buying me a cubic zirconia, and I am worth so much more than that. I even took the woman to a jeweler who told her they are the same thing, but even then, she turns her nose up at the idea of it being lab grown. That's it.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you. I was trying to see if you were done. Oh gosh. Woo.
Everybody with their strong opinions.
Yeah, and again, I think this is a couple parter. I don't want to say two parter because this sounds like there's a lot to unpack in this one. I think the main thing here is that the mom is saying that your value coincides, like that her daughter's value coincides with her diamond.
The value of the stone. That's, yeah.
No, sir. No, ma'am. I'm sorry, but no.
Yeah.
That makes me kind of sad.
I didn't even think about it like that. Like, we don't live in a world where we barter our daughters anymore.
No, she's not worth a cow, like, jeez.
Yeah, that's actually a mule and she's worth a full bred horse.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to say no.
But
it's not even like
extra goats.
It's not even mule versus horse. It's horse versus like genetically grown horse. It's
I see. Yes.
Like a cubic zirconia versus a lab grown diamond would be like a mule versus a horse. So, no offense to cubic zirconia.
Yeah, no offense. There are some people. So we talked about this. I work at Diamonds Direct. I work with diamonds every day. Every day. Yeah. Well, 5 days a week. For the most part.
Thank God. You need 2 days.
I need those 2 days. Yeah. That Saturday, Sunday, it's a good one.
Yeah.
But cubic zirconia is basically just like plastic. And I'm not saying anything bad about having a CZ for your center stone. I think if you can't afford it, that's totally fine. Yeah. Again, it's really just like what you can afford, what's best for you as a couple. I think that if you're gonna go, or if you're on a budget, you're looking for something a little bit different, maybe not a natural diamond, maybe not a lab grown diamond, I would suggest moissanite, because moissanite is a stone, whereas a CZ it's not a stone at all. Again, it's just like plastic. So I would suggest moissanite, or maybe even do like a gemstone. I love sapphires. I think they're so pretty. I'm wearing one on my wrist right now. I know. Yeah. Aww. It's super tiny. It's a little baby, but she's there and I love her. So I think as far as that goes, moissanite is a great alternative. Now, getting into lab grown versus natural.
Yes. From the earth.
Yeah. mine from the earth. Okay. I think it's very controversial right now, right? You're seeing a lot of different marketing and branding for lab grown diamonds.
Yeah, there's a lot. I get, even after getting married, I get hit with like
really
the Brilliant Earth. And,
Mm-hmm. They're like, they push lab grown quite a bit.
You guys spend so much on your marketing. Like, so crazy.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
absolutely, we do.
Or no, that company. I'm like, you guys just blast me. Like, I am not gonna be buying anything anytime soon from them. So.
How marketing works. Yeah. Right. You visit a page once and you're stuck there. I'm forever. Screwed. Yeah. They're like, oh, you're getting married? Buy it from me. It is kind of interesting, but I think there's, again, so much to say about this topic. Okay, here we go. So natural diamonds have been around forever, right? We've seen that their value is fairly stable, and actually it increases over time, pretty much just with inflation though. I wouldn't say they're an investment. Right. I don't buy this because I'm like, oh, I can sell it later and get like a huge profit off of it. Right. But I know that my natural diamond is going to hold its value. So if I buy a stone that is a natural, hypothetically, let's say it's like $5,000, right? I know that like 10 years from now, it's going to be that or even more. Now, with lab grown diamonds, they are so new to the market. So we really just don't know a lot about them. And I think it's very important for people to educate themselves. I think when people see lab grown diamonds, they automatically think it's a lower price tag. It's the same thing, a lower price tag. It's not, though. That's the thing. We don't know. There's no guarantee what they're going to look like. So you can't guarantee that the color isn't going to change or something might happen to it, which means that if hypothetically, right, if the color changes, then the value of your diamond is going to decrease, which you would never want that. So right now you can purchase a lab grown diamond, but we always say at our store that as soon as you leave the door, there is you can't guarantee. There's no guarantee. There's literally nothing that we can do for you. And a lot of places don't have like a trade-in policy or anything like that with a lab grown stone. So once you buy that lab grown, that's it. That's like what you have.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it is interesting. For me personally, I love natural for a lot of reasons, but I'm a romantic. And I think that for me, I would want a natural stone because I think it is special. It's unique and special to the person that you're buying for it. So there's not one like that anywhere else in the world. Not one exactly like that. It is unique for just me. And I think it is special when your partner picks that out for you and says, I picked this out just for you, you know? And I love that. I'm a romantic. Like we said, I tend to be a little bit more traditional.
Yeah.
And then also I personally have an issue with lab grown because of the markup on it. I think that they are not very expensive to make, but these companies are charging just an arm and a leg for customers to purchase them. So
because they're basically controlling the market, deciding what the price is.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So a lot of times I hear of people and they're like, oh yeah, I went to X store and they said that a 1 carat was going to be, you know, I don't know, $10,000 or whatever it is. And we're like,
grown?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm like, excuse me? You said what?
Yeah, what?
What? I'm like, you're being ripped off, you know? And I just think that's so wrong. It's so wrong that we're doing that to people. I think that we really need to have transparency in the marketplace. It's really important for customers to be educated. So even, you know, if they decide not to shop at my store, I'm okay with that, right? I want them to go shop around. I want them to look other places because it's important for customers to know that there are other options out there, what the best option is for them. So, well, it sounds like this lady, right? She went to a jeweler and she's saying that lab grown is like the same thing as a natural stone, right? So I'm not sure if this customer is maybe just only hearing a couple of words that the jeweler is saying. They're not exactly the same.
Right.
Or she maybe needs to go to a couple other jewelers, get a couple other opinions. I'm not saying mom is right. I'm not saying that daughter is right or wrong. I think that it's important, really just important for us to be educated and know everything before we go ahead and purchase a stone. But it's up to the purchaser. It's up to the couple. If they feel like lab grown is right for them, I would never say that's wrong. So I think it really just, you know, it just depends on the couple. In this scenario, I think that mom needs to calm down. Your daughter is not worth a goat and 2 cows. Your daughter is more than just her ring. And again, with breaking traditions, she doesn't even need to have a ring. Like, who cares? Right. You know, if she doesn't want a ring, let it go. It's not a big deal. You know, I think we're seeing a lot of different things nowadays. Some people are proposing with eternity rings, which I think is really cool, or even just like a plain gold band. In my religion, it's actually customary to do just like plain gold band.
Really? For proposal?
Yes.
Interesting.
For like marriage. So
is that what you're going to be looking for?
You said
like, I'll break the tradition in that one.
Yeah, we gotta break that one tradition. Yeah,
and we're gonna break the bank.
Heck yeah, we are. No, I'm kidding. Actually, I like smaller stones. Like, I don't mind them. I love them. But again, I want a natural. I love natural. And breaking tradition, I'm okay putting in a little bit of cash. You know, I think that it's also my ring too. You know, I don't think it's my partner's job to purchase this huge thing that's like worth a car for me.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Equality.
Heck
I
yes.
love that.
Yeah. So I mean, whenever that person comes along, I'm ready to have the discussion and be open to it.
I'll send them this podcast. Let them know.
Here's the link. Yeah. A couple years from now. Remember this.
Yeah. So I think the most important thing here is to take into consideration OP's priority, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like price, diamond, you know, what is her priority here? And I think for her, it's that price point.
Yeah.
But like you mentioned, she might be just totally focused on one thing that she's connecting between the natural diamond and the lab grown diamond, which is they're the same physical makeup.
Yeah.
But there are other things to take into consideration, like the way they hold value and the trade-in and all of these different things. So yeah,
I think it's important to understand all those aspects, right? But yeah, like you're saying, she is prioritizing price. And if she can't afford a natural diamond, or if it's just like not, you know, the one that she wants, she can't do, that's okay. Go for the lab grown diamond. I think that's great. I think that, you know, if it works for her and her future husband, then that's what they should do.
Yeah, exactly. And Bridal Babes, I think like that's the biggest lesson of today is like you are forming a partnership with your life partner, you know, and this is the time where you guys need to start deciding what is most important for us and how do we have those conversations with the other people in our lives.
Yes.
How do we talk to mom about the fact that maybe we don't want to have kids and she really wants us to have kids? You know, how do we talk to grandma about the fact that we don't want to go to Disneyland and we don't have the money to go to Disneyland and that's just not a priority in our budget right now?
Yeah.
You know, these are the hard conversations and they're not going to get easier after the wedding.
No, definitely not.
So, you know, talking about a lab grown diamond versus a natural diamond, this is great practice for the rest of your life, honestly.
Oh my gosh, for sure. Yeah. And like we were saying, mom's not going to be wearing this. You're going to be wearing this.
Yes.
And also you and your partner are going to be owning that financial decision, right? So breaking tradition, I honestly think that a couple should really talk about what they're going to be spending on a ring before they go ahead and spend it.
Oh, yeah.
Because you are about to get married. And unless you decide to get a prenup that is like ironclad or whatever, I mean, I don't know what their financial decisions are going to look like after the wedding, but you know, that's a group decision, right? So if you're going and spending $20,000 on a ring, or like, let's say that you open up a credit card to pay for it, well, then she owns that debt now, you know, that's not cool. She's like, I had no idea that you did this, but you know, I think it's important to remember that we don't need to go into debt for a ring. Get what you can afford. And if what you can afford and what you want is lab grown, I think that is the best decision for that person. But also understanding that there are other aspects and other, you know, things of importance when purchasing
in that decision making. Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
And that's where I recommend going to Diamonds Direct, places like that where you can actually learn from experts. You're not just browsing through a website that is blasting you with Facebook ads. You know, like go in person, talk to people who know everything there is to know about these things and make an informed decision, because it's thousands of dollars. It could be a down payment on a house if you look at it like that, you know? So as long as you're on the same page with your partner who you're marrying, I think it's the right decision.
And not your mother.
Exactly. Yeah. So update. I went with a lab grown diamond and was able to get my wedding band, and it was all within our budget. The diamond is so beautiful. Can't wait until it's set and I get to see it again on my wedding day. Thank you all for your input. You each helped me make that decision.
Yes, go queen. We love it. We love to hear it. Good for her. Right? I'm really glad. Yeah. Sounds like she made the best decision for her. She didn't let her mom get to her. And she's really happy, which isn't that what it's supposed to be about?
Exactly.
Love that.
She broke that tradition.
Yes.
She said, I'm doing what I want to do.
Good for her.
And yeah, we love that for her. All right, Bridal Babes. I think we have time for one more story.
Let's do it.
Ooh, I think this is a very hot topic.
I'm excited.
How important is cake in your opinion? So my future husband and I got our cake samples yesterday and they were terrible. You'd think, oh, why don't you just use another bakery? In a normal situation, you'd be right. But our venue is a package deal, so pretty much everything you'd contract out is included, including the cake. They have a bakery they use for the specific part of the deal. Well, we drove an hour to pick up the samples and refrigerated them until dinner. We started sampling the strawberry one. It was okay. Then the mango. Had a slight chemical back taste to it. Then lemon raspberry. Decent. Red velvet. Kind of bland. And then the chocolate. I love chocolate, but these were awful. The mocha had the most overpowering coffee flavor in a bad way and a slight chemical taste. Then dulce de leche. This one was the one I was most excited about. We took one bite and both looked at each other like, WTF did we just eat? It straight up tasted like plastic and chemicals. It was the worst cake I've ever tasted. Not to mention the frosting on all was this weird white paste with no flavoring. So now I'm at an impasse. Impasse?
Impasse. I think it's just impasse, right? I think it's spelled like impasse.
Yeah, it looks like French or something. Bridal Babes, you call me out. I don't know.
Yeah.
Nothing was really that good, and if we got one, we're going to settle for lemon raspberry. My question is, do guests really eat that much cake for me to be worried about this, or should I let it go and serve mediocre cake?
I feel cringe already
Right?
about just them eating the cake and it being bad.
Oh,
you
every
know?
single sample, it
She's
sounds like it
like-
just gets worse.
I know. She's like, it has a chemical taste. I'm like, honey, no, that's not good.
Stop putting it in your mouth.
Don't keep eating
No.
it. You're going to get some sort of rash.
Right?
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's really bad. No, you know, I don't think she should let it go.
Right?
Personally. Yeah. I mean, even if it's not like a big thing, which for me, cake is a big thing.
Yeah.
Right. I like
Good cake is good cake. And
Yes.
that, I think, is what the difference is. Nobody wants
Yeah.
to eat a bad cake.
Yeah.
Like, no one wants dry cake. Nobody
Yeah.
wants chemical. We all know what that tastes like.
No,
like
I
that
know
store-bought,
exactly what
you know,
they're
you can
talking
taste
about.
the food coloring and
yeah.
like maybe they just put way too much flavoring and it's just like, ugh.
When
like,
I'm thinking of that like sticky frosting, I'm thinking of like fondant maybe. Do you know what I'm talking
Yep.
about? Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of like chewy
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, I don't know if that's what she's tasting, but either way, I don't think she should let it go. You know, I hope I don't get a lot of backlash for this, but I think that venues, they have like, you can only use this one person for cake, right? Well, if the cake is crap,
yeah.
then you can't, that's not fair.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
Yeah. And it sounds like every single sample is really bad.
Mhm.
So I think she should talk to her venue and say, hey, look, we tried these samples and they are just really missing the mark. And not only that, but they not missing the mark, they just don't taste good, like at all.
Yeah. Like I feel like I'm getting poisoned to eating these cakes.
I got a rash.
Yeah.
I got a rash.
I got a rash.
I got a rash. So let's not get rashes from our cakes.
Yeah.
And let's eat something delicious. So I worry though that they're gonna be like, oh well, you know, we're gonna charge you for if you bring somebody outside, because I'm sure you've experienced this at like outside vendors that aren't on like the list.
Well, and it
There's a
sounds like this is
charge.
an all-inclusive venue.
Yeah.
So it's not even like a venue that has a required list. It's like
This is
you
it.
paid for this cake already
Yeah.
in the cost of the venue.
Ooh.
So I think it gets a little sticky
It does.
because if this is the go-to cake place, like why would the venue give you
Yeah.
money back? Or my hope for OP is that regardless if you're able to get money back or not, you can at least get a good cake from like the grocery store. Like
Yeah.
you will get a better cake at the grocery store.
Okay,
Like-
Sam's Club, I like their frosting.
There you go.
It's delish.
There you go.
So,
Or just get like a simple cake from a local bakery
yeah.
of your choice. You know, like bite the bullet on the cost there because you're probably
Yeah.
saving a lot of money with this all-inclusive venue already. That if you had booked a different venue and had to book all these things separately,
Yeah.
you would have been spending a lot more. So,
That's true.
you know, look at the
yeah.
cost analysis there for sure.
I would agree with that. I think that I wouldn't ask for the money back on the cake because one, I don't think it's like an argument you really need to have. with the venue. If everything else is okay, you know, I think it's fine. But I think it's important to bring it to their attention too, because I'm sure that if you think it's bad, other people probably think it's bad too.
Yes.
You know, and maybe they're not saying anything, or maybe they've heard complaints before, and this is like the straw that broke the camel's back.
True.
And they're like, yeah, you know, now I really think that we need to get rid of this cake person.
Yeah.
So
let's look at the comments.
yeah.
While it's not critical, did you tell the bakery about your concerns in case it's a new baker, new recipe, etc., and potentially fixable? That way you can set the stage for asking about bringing in an outside vendor. The venue should be concerned and try the cake themselves. True. Like, when's the last time this venue actually ate their cake?
Yeah. What if they're like, it's delicious?
So OP responds and said, I looked at reviews for the bakery, and it's a pretty common complaint that's been going on for a while. I think the baker is the business owner based on 10 years of reviews. I read one review from about a year ago that said the same thing we did. After the wedding is done, I'm going to suggest they get samples for themselves. If they haven't tasted them in a while, maybe they should. And someone responded, why wait? If you complain now, they may release you from the requirement. Yeah. Yeah, why wait until after the wedding? Maybe they're the kind of people that don't want to cause
like conflict.
Drama. Yeah.
Yeah. I love conflict.
Send in Nicole.
Yes. I'm like,
she will chew you out like Daffy Duck.
That did sound like Daffy Duck. I was thinking like Chipmunk, Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Okay,
but I will definitely say something, but I don't think that she should wait, you know. I don't think they're gonna like spit in her cake if she says something.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe, I don't know. Hopefully not.
But it's so weird that this venue is requiring, or like this is their go-to place.
Yeah, it is strange,
and it's like
really bad.
Years of bad reviews. How is this bakery still in business is my question.
Probably because they have this exclusive partnership with this venue.
That's
you know,
not enough
maybe
cakes,
it's nepotism. I don't know. Yeah, maybe the mom is like the baker. I don't know.
It's all very sketchy. Brings a lot of questions to mind that I don't have the answers to, because there's not enough context to it. Yeah,
I feel like we really are going off of just what we have, and there's not really a lot, you know, to go off of. So.
But to answer OP's question, I think it's never worth serving mediocre cake. Yeah. Like, if you have to have that mediocre cake just to do a cake cutting, and then you serve like delicious cookies or
that's a great
creme
alternative.
pots or something, like do that, but don't force people to eat red 40 with, you know, artificial lemon flavoring and crazy things. Like, if you don't like it, guaranteed the rest of your guests are not gonna like it.
Oh, for sure. Because I think at the time too, you're trying to tell yourself that it's okay. You know, you're like, oh, maybe it's not as bad as I think it is. You know, that's like one of those things where, you know, when I make something and it's like, I'm telling myself, oh, you know, like maybe it's okay, you know, but then other people are like, oh my God, what is that? It's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. Don't try to convince yourself. Don't convince yourself.
Yeah.
That was the word.
Yeah. Not worth it.
It's really not. Again, this is your day. DIFY. Do it for you, sister. Yeah. Eat some good cake, honey.
Eat some good cake. Yeah. Eat some good cookies. Figure it out. Advocate for yourself.
Yeah.
It's all about working through those opinions. Absolutely. I started the episode saying it, and I'll end the episode saying it. It is all about working through everyone's opinions and knowing how to prioritize your own, because at the end of the day, no one is going to look back on your wedding the same way that you are.
Sure.
That cake maker, even your mom, like, it's not their day.
Yeah.
This is your one day.
Right.
And even though mom's been dreaming about this day your whole life too, she's not the one in your shoes walking down the aisle.
Yeah. She's had her day.
Yeah. Or she didn't, but
maybe, I don't know.
Like, it's just, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
She shouldn't be trying to live vicariously through you as a bride.
Yeah.
Because that's weird.
Prioritize yourself.
Yeah.
That's
prioritize you. Remember self-care.
Right.
Like, don't forget that you don't have to do all things weddings all the time. Yeah. It's okay to take a break. Don't stop listening to Bridal Buzz, though. No, I'm just kidding.
Little plug there.
Never stop. But yeah, like, break the traditions that need to be broken. You know, if you're not going to be able to live comfortably with yourself because you stuck to a strange tradition, like F that tradition, you know?
Yeah.
It was like a big one for me. Again, was spending the night with Jackson and sleeping in the same bed the night before our wedding. Like, I had to like have a conversation about that with my parents and make sure, you know, just say, look, this is what we're doing. Like, I'm not going to go send him to stay in a bunk bed with his other groomsmen the night before his wedding while I'm staying in like the honeymoon suite, you know, like
I'm living like a king.
Yeah.
And you're over there living like a pauper.
Yeah. Like, how is that fair?
It's not.
And like, we sleep together every night. Yeah. So why would I change that?
Him.
So
you would have missed him.
I would have. Yeah. It would have been weird to wake up without him.
Also, I feel like, you know, while you are very much like you own yourself and you're very confident, I think that we gain a lot of comfort in our partners. They provide comfort in the areas that we need. And when you're that nervous before your wedding day, like all I'd want to be is with my person, you know? I couldn't imagine, like right now, it's my dog, but Milo like brings me so much comfort, and I would be like nervous to like not have him around. So
yeah,
you know,
yeah, it's hard not to have the cats there. Just kidding. Ollie is a lot. She's sleeping now.
Maybe
don't let that little sleepy slumber fool you.
She's so cute. Look at her little toe beans.
I know. I wish you guys could see this right now.
Precious.
But anyway, that's it for today's episode on breaking traditions. Thanks for coming. Thanks for
having me.
Having a hoot with me. This was a good one.
I loved it. It was great.
Working through kitten difficulties and technical difficulties every time.
Yeah. That's okay though.
Bridal Babes, I appreciate your patience as I figure out how to work from this home studio of mine and optimize everything I have. And
you're doing such a great job though.
Thank you.
Everything looks gorgeous. I actually like this. It's a little bit more intimate, you know?
Yeah, the others. The first space was weird. Second space was big.
Yeah,
but
it was big space.
Yeah,
actually, it was like a whole table office situation.
Yeah. That studio closet was weird. And then when we made the whole office, the studio, it was gorgeous, and I miss that. But
yeah,
we're making it work. Yeah, we're making it twerk.
I like it. I actually just noticed the sign right now. Like I noticed it was there, but I just saw what it said.
What's up, Bridal Babes?
Oh, love.
All right. Well, that's it for this time. And please let me know, DM me, send me a message about your thoughts. If you want to hear specific topics, if you want to see specific guests on upcoming episodes. I am really going to try to move to do 2 episodes a month starting after this episode. So please hold me accountable. I feel like I'm not putting out enough content, and it's time for content.
We need to hear your voice.
It's time.
We love it.
Thank you. And I love you guys. And don't forget to follow along on social media. Find Nicole. Yes. What's your at?
At Nicole Rosenfield. It's like not very marketing fun, but.
And go check out Diamonds Direct if you're looking for any, from engagement ring to wedding day jewelry, bridal party gifts, anything,
even just to chat.
To learn about diamonds.
Honestly, I think that's we don't, there's no expectations. You just come in and have a little chat,
a little champagne and a little chat.
Oh yes. Yes, help us pop the bubbly.
And with that, we'll see you next time.
Bye.